Hi guys, I hope everybody is doing good and obviously you're just back from an exam, which obviously I don't want to discuss about much also. The main idea of doing this right now is to give you the guidance that is needed for the next 1.5 days to hit the upcoming paper, that is auditing and assurance. Now, going by the experience that we had in May 2022 paper, I want all of you to be well aware that questions are coming very practically. They are being spot on select issues. They want you to write pinpointed answers. And one thing that has been constant with the answering part is that for all the questions, answers are very much there in our book. We just need to have that attention to detail to pick it up. And the good thing about your question paper is that you have a 30 marks of MCQs where a lot of people have scored their best. So in the last minute, what are we supposed to do for MCQs? So if that's our question, or that's the first question that we would want to answer, because there's a 30 solid marks in the MCQs. So sir, what should I do now for practicing MCQs? Don't be shocked with my answer, but this is what I've been telling for years right now. You have to do nothing. That too, right now, one day before the exam, there is no real reason why you have to do anything with respect to your preparation for MCQs. Okay, all you need to do is just focus on the concepts, revise everything very well. Don't download any materials from here and there and start trying to practice so many MCQs, try and do something unwanted. It's all only going to go create a lot of chaos for you, put a little pressure on your head. Maybe if you get a couple of answers wrong, then you'll be like, oh my god, tomorrow is the exam, I'm not even getting. Don't do all that. Don't indulge in all that. Maybe towards the end, if you really want, you can cross check a few MCQs if you really want to. For that, I suggest again, you might just want to run through the latest RTP of two RTPs, current one and previous attempt if possible. If these two are done, just going through a few cases, MCQs last minute, that will be enough. No special or exclusive preparations are required for MCQs. Let me be very clear about it in the first 2 minutes. Done. Now let's just focus on preparing the syllabus. Those of you who followed my revision videos, I will also give you one more tip to just take you through that playlist as well. But those of you who've been following, or those of you who are not yet followed and this is the first time you're watching this video, don't worry, you guys also can still do it, because the entire revision series is very much there, which can help you revise in less than 1.5 day and score very well in audit. I prefer always breaking audit into 4 parts, because that's the most convenient thing that I always prefer to, starting with chapters 1 to 8. Chapters 1 to 8, which is, I'm going to exclude chapter 6 here, because chapter 6 is audit in computerized environment. I don't want somebody going with that first and all that. So 1 to 8, this is our first lot. A lot of questions are going to come in the exam from this piece, and we have to be very thorough with it. So since you have just come back from the exam, now little time whatever you want to take for relaxation and all you can do, and at the earliest when you come back to sit, I want you guys to finish off one of these 2 parts. Let me tell you what the second part is going to be. The second part is going to be anything to do with company audit. Okay, that is sections 139 to 148. I'm being a little specific so that people know what to do. Okay, and then also we're going to talk about standards 700, 705, 706, which are about the reporting standards, and we have a great scoring story in Caro 2020, going by the last attempt. Again, a lot of questions have come from there, and applicability can come, anything can come. Now listen very carefully, these two, whichever you are very comfortable with. So this night, that is before you go to sleep, you might want to cover one of these 2 parts. Now if you're very good with company audit, you've already revised a lot about it, studied audit reports, done Caro would take an hour. I already have a video for that. I will show you that link also. So if you guys are going with this first, I absolutely have no problem. I suggest you to do that, because kind of I am biased. If I was you, I would be doing that, because this, with a fresh mind tomorrow morning, or if people are studying late tonight itself, you can go one full round and give this a full drilling. No sir, I'm more comfortable with chapters 1 to 8. I've done quite a good bit of revision with respect to that. I want to go with them first. then start the definition of audit and go through till the analytical procedures. That's totally up to you. Now, which block will you choose for? Because you've just come from an exam. Like I said, I don't know how each one of you have done your exams. We don't want to discuss about that, and we don't want our mind to get into the discussion with friends or with your own self. Don't do that. So, whichever is your strongest part, go with that, because in audit, it's not just about the preparation, it's also about the writing, the presentation part. So I'm also going to give you a small peace of mind towards the end of it. It's going to be a small or a short video. I won't say very short, very long, but a medium sized video which is going to phase out your preparation in the very, very right direction. So please watch it through till the end and of course make the most of it, right? So this is part 1, or I'm going to call number 1. This is number 2. Now, number 3 for me would be, whether you like it or not, you have to do audit of financial statements. That is, items of financial statement, right? Because that's a very, very scoring part. Audit of items in financial statements. Whether you like or not, it's going to come in the exam. Plus, the second topic here will be special audits. Okay. Now, this piece is very monotonous. This piece will take a lot of time if you sit and study individually. So I'll give you a technique to do part 3, nothing to worry. Now, the leftover things I'll put in part 4, which part 4 should not take anything more than, 3 hours. So fit it somewhere in day 2. Now I'm going to give you 3 days here. Day 1 will be the exam day. Day 2 will be the break day, and day 3 will be again the exam day. So when you come back from advanced account exam, that day you have to cover one of these 2 slots. That's going to be a little effort, but you got to put it. The next whole day you're going to cover 2 or even all 3 pieces, so that you can keep the exam day for revision. That's up to you guys, okay? And in this 4th part, what all will come is the leftovers. The 6th chapter, audit in computerized environment. I'll put that up here. Bank audit. That's a small piece. You can just quickly brush through, run through and all that. And any leftovers. So I guess 1 to 8 is covered here. 9 and 13 are covered here. 10, 11, 12 are covered. 6 is covered. And of course, if any leftover essays that have not been covered in chapters 1 to 8 but are there, a few will be there. You can run out. Now this, just now what you're seeing on screen is the whole syllabus. Okay, this is it. Right? You can consider it the last minute booster. Okay, sir, when you're listening to the video, it'll be like, yeah, this is it. But when we sit and start studying, it's going to put a lot of pressure on our head. No doubt it's going to put a lot of pressure. But this game is all about how you handle this kind of a pressure right now. Okay, I will now go ahead and show you what you're supposed to do. If you have already been following my revision videos, like I just said, stick to them. In the last minute, you can use a 1.5x on them. Maybe even 2x just to understand if you already know them. If you're the first time watcher, I still suggest a 1.5x on those. So what are you supposed to do with MCQs? I'm writing it in red and bold and clear and nothing. Please don't complicate. And in this 4 parts, okay, I will write that a little detail for you. Either 1 or 2. This will be on the evening of advanced accounts exam. So if you have done 1, you will be left with 2. So again here 2 or 1, whichever is left over. This will be on the day 2. That is a break day. Now in break day part 1, one sitting, you have to finish this. Day 2, where you will have, that is again I'm writing break day. Second sitting, that is part 2, you'll be finishing up the 3rd part. And now 4th part can be on day 2 or 3, depending on whatever it is. If you are finishing up very fast on break day, you can do day 2 part 3 here, or you can go for day 3 part 1. Now this, maybe you have to get up early on that day, and in the morning 6 to 9 or whatever, however, I'm not giving anybody timings, because it's up to your comfort when you sleep, when you get up and all of that. There is no strict deadlines on that. Don't try to overwork yourself in the last minutes. That's only going to put more and more pressure. All right. So this is going to be the plan for the next 3 days, and this will be the exam day. And I want to keep a target of, 11 or 11:30. Don't study after that. keep your mind empty for a couple of hours, 11:30 to 1:30, 1:45 when you sit reading the paper. 15 minutes, the best productive use. I'm also going to talk about that, don't worry. So I think this is giving you an idea of what to do on planning out the syllabus. This is going to give you an idea on the day-wise split, how to do this day-wise split. I will also give you a playlist of mine which will help you that. Then let's talk about exam day. Day 3 is the exam day. Okay, so on this, the exam, 15 minutes reading time. Use it very, very productively, because in a paper like audit, that's gonna help you a great deal. Read, try to understand which questions you're going to write first, what you're going to do next, because these things are the game changers. Because you start with one answer that you don't know, and then you start writing some nonsense, get stuck midway, it'll spoil the whole mood. Okay, many people I've seen, when they keep sending me these papers, no, to sir please read, I fail to like understand why did they start with this question itself. That itself kind of puts me off, and when I'm reading their paper halfway through, I lose interest. When I, who's checking the paper the second time with no intention to correct, I am only not finding interest in reading a paper. How do you think somebody whose job is to correct your paper and who is being paid for that, how will they be impressed with an answer when you're doing so? So, just think of all these and make sure, like we already have a lot of stories about correction and all that stuff. You don't have to worry about all of that now. You concentrate on what you're doing well, because people have scored 85s and 86 even in audit. Okay, so it's not just about I'm throwing up something in the air. It's very possible. So all you need to do is believe in yourself, right? 15 minutes of reading time, use it productively. In this 15 minutes of reading time, I would want you to decide one thing which many people don't, and I want you to do that very carefully, is order to write. In which order are you going to write? Freeze that. This 15 minutes, many people, they don't even bother about what to write. They are only thinking, because they're doing justice to this word, reading time. They're only focusing on reading. Okay, so don't do that. Okay, in the reading time, you also decide the order in which you would write, and then once the paper is there, start executing. Many people have this question, is MCQs first or descriptive first? I suggest you do the MCQs first, because this is my take, my personal take. Okay, anybody wants to change the order, you're okay, welcome to do that. MCQs first, descriptive second. That's my way of it, because here they have 30 marks and you can seal it real fast. Okay, then comes the very important scoring part in audit, which many people neglect and do nonsense, which I'm going to keep this part a little elaborate, which is on true or false. Okay, there is a possibility of scoring 14 out of 14, and people end up scoring some 0, 2, despite writing correct answers. Listen to this very carefully. Okay, true or false? First, I want you to understand, you are not given any marks if you are writing only this. Okay, so do not write correct or incorrect and just leave it like that. You are not going to get any marks. Point number 1. 2, some people I have seen nowadays, they are writing the answer, they are not writing correct or incorrect. You have to write whether it is correct or incorrect and then justify. Okay, so point number 1 that I want all of you to understand is, please write whether it is incorrect or correct. You use these words, write them as a side heading. Please see the suggested answers, how they are given. You have to just follow the same technique. Okay, so write correct or incorrect, follow it up by reason. Okay, in the reason, what I am expecting you to write is essay numbers. Okay, section numbers of the Companies Act. Okay, section content, section detail, proper. Okay, and reason in full length. Sir, what do you think is the biggest mistake people do here, for which they lose marks, is to write the question again? Absolute nonsense. They write correct. Now, like there is a statement that is given in the question, they'll write the same statement and say correct. Well, your justification for the answer that you wrote is the question itself. Come on, guys, you're not going to get 2 marks just for doing that. Okay, no hard and fast rules. I'm going to keep it simple. Write correct and incorrect as a side heading, then give the reason. In the reason, mention the section number or the reason in full length, in clear detail. And again, full length means not one full page, 3-4 lines, whatever it is going to suffice the answer. only that much. And in this context, I want you to go through the RTPs, 2 RTPs at least, and previous attempt, okay, suggested answers. Please do this. Okay, 2 RTPs at least you have to do this one, current attempt, and the previous one. Go through the true or false. How are they asking questions? What are they expecting you to write? Like that, be clear. Okay, so that is about the true or false content, and the next section is all about descriptive answers, right? So that's the last thing that I would want to discuss: how to write descriptive questions. Now, some people have the habit of putting facts of the case, relevant section, conclusion as a side heading. Choice is yours. You want to write that for a case kind of a question, do that. Otherwise, simply write in points. Wherever small paragraphs are relevant, write in small paragraphs and then split them. Do not write the entire answer as a full one paragraph. Okay, rule number 1, one paragraph equals to whole answer. This is absolute nonsense. Never do that. Okay, so what are you supposed to do? Either write in points clearly, one after the other. Now, like they're asking you to write audit of a hospital, write in points. With side headings you want to write, cool. Without side headings you want to write just the points, depending on the answer. I think you guys are capable enough to figure out what that is. Okay, so write in points. Okay, or I'm saying mini paragraphs. Mini paragraphs matlab, you might want to write 3-4 lines together and then break it in next paragraph, so the answer looks decent. You can do this. These two are permitted. Don't write the entire thing in one place and try and expect somebody to give you the whole marks, for them to read and grab their attention. And unnecessarily don't highlight, underline unwanted things. If you are not highlighting, not underlining, also they will read and give you marks. If you prefer to do so, that's up to your choice. Because I have seen some people write wrong standard numbers and underline that. Now, already you wrote wrong, and then you're purposefully drawing my attention and saying that, listen, I wrote wrong, don't give me marks. So don't do that. That's all. Unwanted underlining is not required. Underlining is not compulsory. All you need to do is just write the proper answer. And again, sir, for 4 marks answer, should I write 4 points, 6 points, 8 points? There is no limit. If a 4 marks answer has 8 points, no limit on points. Okay. If a 4 marks answer has only 4 points, write only the 4 points. If a 4 marks question is having 8 points as your answer, shut your mouth and write all the 8 points. Only then you're going to get marks. Okay, so it depends on what is. And length, you should be prudent enough at this level to understand what length will suffice an answer. That you got to calculate the right number of points, and I think you'll be, possibly doing that in the exam. And don't write separate headings like, question. Alright, given and all is not required. It's given, everybody knows it. Don't put side headings like question and given and write the whole content again. It's a classic waste of time. They're expecting you to write the answer. Maybe say facts of the case and list down 1, 2, 3, whatever they told. So and so auditor has finished this term. Is he eligible for appointment? They asked you something like that. Or his relative is holding shares. So XYZ, 3 people are their partners. Whatever they give, just you can write as the facts. X is holding security. So they're holding security is a disqualification. Then you'll quote the section as per section 141 subsection 3 clause D, holding security. Again, like if I'm just, since I'm talking about a relative, an exception is there. So see what is being asked, and these kind of tricky things only will be asked in the exam. You are not holding, but your relative is holding. Face value is 80,000. So I hope you guys are understanding why I'm telling you these examples. These things are to be very much focused on while writing descriptive answers. Other than that, I don't think you will have a problem in writing our regular answers from chapters 1 to 8. All are question answer type questions only. Standards, if anything is being asked, see what the auditor is supposed to do. Audit report and CARO. Make sure that you write the correct standard number and correct clause number. If you forget the clause number, at least write clearly what the clause says. That's all. You don't have to buy out any content other than understanding all the clauses. The revision video is there, which I'm going to show you now. Do that thoroughly, you will be done. All right. So let's get to the last section of this video. I'm going to take you through to a playlist. If you have patiently watched all this 20 minutes already, let's spend 2 more minutes in trying to understand what you're supposed to take the best from my channel, and then I just hope you come out with flying colors in the exam. So I'm just taking you through to Yeah, this, you, for the first timers who are watching this video, you can go search, or since you're watching it on my channel, you already know the channel is. Otherwise, you can go search my name in the YouTube search bar, Harish Krishnan. You'd find this channel. Just go to the channel. You'd find all this, and then go to this playlist tab here. All right. Once you go to the playlist, there is a complete playlist in blue here. See a inter whole playlist with 10 videos, and I'm just going to take you through one by one because I want you to understand on day one whatever you're doing. If you're doing the first part, then part one, look at this introduction, SQC 210, then 315, 300, almost everything will be covered in first three parts. So if you're doing, just taking you back here, yeah, I'm going to relate you to this part. If you're doing this part on the evening of this exam or second part, you might just want to come back here and see. This will be the thing. You might want to do the first three videos. Those people who have already done Companies Act, I'm hoping that all of you have done. There is a full length video here in video number 5, but that's a 4-hour video. That's like a full length Companies Act. An abridged 2-hour revision session is there. I think if you do that, that will be enough. That also you can do at 1.5x. That, and so 4, 6 and 7. Look at this latest video on Caro 2020 revision. Those of you who have not watched this separately, you can watch it now. So either, now let's do a quick mapping here. If you're doing this part 1, I'll write it here. In the videos list, you will watch 1, 2, 3 videos. If you're doing this part, you will watch 4, 5 and 7. I don't want you to watch 6 for that reason, because 6 is a little lengthy in terms of, okay, sorry, 5, right? 1 second. And just go make a small correction here. 4, 6 and 7. 5 is a longer version of the Companies Act. I would not want you to confuse that. Okay. And then very, very, very important video is video number 8. Audit of financial statement, special audits. Tips are there on how to handle that. It's an amazing video there. If you spend those 2 hours, right, you will be taking care of, I mean, that again, 2 hours you don't need to spend. You can go for a 1.5x, select parts, you can revise. Part 6 is a crazy video that will help you do this entire part. Is that is video number 8 in the playlist. It's part 6 video, but video number 8 in the order in the playlist. I'll give the link of the playlist in the description also. So if you want straight away, if you watch the whole video, you can just click on that link and go by. And then 9th one has some miscellaneous standards that were not covered earlier. This also you will be doing it on for part 1. Okay. And what's the last video? Video number 10 is any amendments that are there. I think all of you, once since you've got your coaching done now only, you would have known that. Those of you are doing something from the past, you can always fix this up. So this is a broad story, guys, of the entire thing. I think instead of having a lot of chaos on what to do, this is how you can break the syllabus easily and have spending your, the next so much time, whatever is available from before the exam day in this manner. I will conclude it here because I don't want to take more time of yours. So if you have spent this 25 minutes, half an hour, whatever time it took for you to watch this video, this half an hour is going to give you a great deal of a path in discussing on how you did. Come back if you have watched this video fully, then come back after the exam and just comment down and let me know on how you wrote the exam. I will also come up with a very similar video for EISSM and what you're supposed to do on that particular time phase, the last minute guidance for that. So I wish you all a very good luck. Make sure that you stay very alert in the exam, stay awake, stay focused, and just give your best out there. And I wish you all the best. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Thank you.